Good afternoon and welcome to our coaching session here on how to check the can weight on a can of Coke. Now before we begin, our toilets is to the right, and in case of fire emergencies, go that way out the door to the left. My name is Mark and I will be your trainer instructor today on how to check these can weights for a can of Coke. Now, why do we do this? Because it is a legal QC requirement to ensure that the net contents of these cans are around where they are advertised, which is 375 millilitres in these types of 202 diameter cans. Now, how we do this is we weigh them and we do some calculations on our sheet of paper, which we have there. And then we calculate that and we put them down, and then once we've done 10 cans, as is the requirement, we will average out those 10 cans so we can find an average fill weight for these cans. So to begin with, we get our first can, we turn on our weight scales. As you see, it sets to 0 grams, that's where we want it. We weigh it, and it says 406, so we'll go with that. So I'll do the first couple with you. Weight for can 1, we put 406. Now the weight of the can, as I have written on a piece of paper, is 13.55 grams. That's for the can body and the can end, which is the lid. So we go 406 minus 13.55, which will give us the figure of 392.45. So we put in 392.45 on our paperwork. Now the next step down says we have to minus the weight of the CO2. So we have to take out how much CO2 is put in, which for your average can of Coke is 1.39 grams of CO2 in every can. So we press minus 1.39, that will give us our figure of 391.06. That's right. Now we have to take into account the weight of the sugar in the can, so its liquid density has to be taken into account. Now for a standard can of Coke, which has 10.37 grams of sugar in every 100 grams of liquid, that gives us a viscosity or liquid density of 1.03862 grams. So we divide our figure with the divide button, 1.03862, and that will give us the total of 376.51. So at the subtotal we will put 376.51. So that's how many milliliters of beverage is in this can.
Midget one.
5-1. That's a 1 there.
Just close to the others, that's all.
It is a bit close. It might have been a bit low there. There we go. And we do like to do it to the second decimal place. We do like it more accurate. In the actual work environment, the weight scales will go to the second decimal place, but for the purposes of a simulated environment, this one goes to the whole figure. So there's our first can. Now we'll do this again. I'll do it again with you.
What's the average total?
We'll figure that out once we've done the 10 cans, because it's the average of the 10 cans. So we got here 405 grams. So put in 405. So 405 on our calculator minus 13.55 equals 391.45. That's right. And then we want to minus the can weight, which is 13.55 equals 377.9. Sorry, I've done that wrong. Apologies. Yes, I did. So we'll go backwards. Sometimes it happens. We'll go 391.45 minus 1.39 grams of the CO2. And that gives us our figure of 390.06. Of course, if you make a mistake, usually the number's wildly off, and that gives you a good indication. Alright, now we divide that by its liquid density, so we press the divide button. Now liquid density, which is 1.03862, equals 375.55. Isn't that great? Now we'll clear our calculator. Now I'll see how you go doing the next ones, and I'll chip in and help when needed. Now we have our cans here. I'll put the can on just for the purpose of the fact that you have to reach. So we'll turn it on. I'll just put the cans on. So we've got 407.
Right, so that's 407 and the third can. 408.
407.
8.
8. No, that's shifting between the two.
Yep.
Alright, now you tell me what's next.
Well, we're going to go minus the can body.
That's right, so we'll type in the weight on the calculator, so that's 408.
8 divided.
Minus, because we're going to take the weight off, so the weight there, which is 13.
13.55.
That's right.
13.55
Equals. That's the divide button.
Oh, equals is it, sorry.
Yep, just press the equals, it should work. No, it didn't. That's okay. So we will go 408 minus.
That's minus.
That's it. 13.55 equals
394.
excellent. Beautiful. Now minus the CO2. So minus.
Yeah.
And then the CO2 amount, which says
0.39.
that's right. 1.39 equals
39.306. Right.
Now
Some
we want to divide by the viscosity, so we press the divide button. Yeah, and then that figure there.
1.0383862 equals 378.
0.44.
378.4 or 3 fours.
4.
4 4.
No, too many fours there. Just two.
Just a,
Second decimal place. Alright, lovely. Now we'll clear it, press the clear button, and now we'll move on to our next can turn it on first so it tars to 0. And we have a figure of
The can's empty.
it's a bit empty this
Right,
one.
fella.
405.
Jeez.
Now, because we're dealing with whole numbers on the weight, your phone as you do the calculation will be the same as your can 2. So you're free to copy down the same figure as you have on can 2. But in a real work environment, this doesn't happen so often due to the extra sensitivity of the weights.
6 and 3, 7, 8.
Alrighty, onwards again. We're chugging through. 407. After it's
So
settled.
this is different, so we go 406.
407. Staying on 407.
So we got to,
Minus the can body weight.
so minus,
Not just yet. We got to put in the weight of the can, which is 407.
did.
No, it's still 0. You put it into the calculator.
Oh, the weight of the can. Oh, what's the weight of the can?
Whatever you wrote down there.
407.
That's it. 407 minus.
Minus.
Okay, we'll look at the next one. Minus can body, which is.
Yeah, well, 13.54.
Equals. No. Alright, we'll start again. Press the clear button.
Wasn't that equals?
No, that's the bottom.
Oh, that's down here, isn't it? No, that's add up.
It never moves places. It's always in the same
It
spot.
doesn't matter. Right, let's start again.
Alright, let's keep going. 407
407
minus.
minus 13.44.
That's right.
3.44.
Equals.
39.
3.45. 393.45. So we'll write that down. Alright, then what's our next step?
Well, it's minus 1.39.
That's correct.
So minus 1.39.
1.39 equals.
39206.
392.06. Alright, then with this figure we have to divide by its.
Divide by what?
Figure's there, just above your finger.
There.
Yep, that's the one. 1 point.
0, 3, 8, 6, 2. Yeah, press what?
Now equals, so we can see the figure.
377.48.
377.48.
So 377.8.
Excellent. Now we'll move on to the 6 can. We're chugging through it slowly. Now it's got 405. So again, for the purpose of this, because it's dealing with whole numbers, yeah, you can copy the same as what you got for can 2, as it will come up as the same.
3, 7, 7.8.
Excellent. Okay. We have a light one here, 403. So I'll put in 403. Alright, so minus the can body. So where would the can body be found on the second step?
Oh, minus 17.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Equals,
equals. Did I press that button?
I'm not sure, I didn't see it. No, you didn't put the third. That's alright, we'll start again. So we'll go 403, type that in,
3
minus,
minus. What I did to 13.45. 3.4
equals
389.45.
389.45. Excellent.
Then we got to go minus.
Minus, correct. Which figure?
So we go minus
Minus 39.
1.038.
Just 39. No, not yet. We're looking at the next one,
Oh,
so
sorry.
that's minus that
So it's minus
39
1.39
equals
equals 388.6.
388.06.
8.06.
Excellent. Then we divide that by, you tell me what we divide it by.
1.03862.
Correct. 38.
3862.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what to do?
And then we press the equal button, yep, to see the figure. So 373.63. But one's a bit low.
So 3, 7, 3.63.
Correct. Alright, nearly there. Turn it on. Next can, 406. So again, since we've done this figure already,
406.
and it's whole numbers, you're fine to just put it in.
6, 3, 1.06. So the total is 376.1.
Correct. Very good. Now, second last can, nearly there. 405. So we make it 405. Yeah, again, we've already done it, and you'll be fine to do it since we get the same results. Excellent. Last can. Oh, it's a heavy one. So we got for the last can,
411.
411. So we'll put that in the last can, 411. And we'll put it in the calculator. So minus 13.55.
Now 13.55
Equals
39745.
7.45.
397.45.
Okay, then minus the next one. So we keep that
Am I
figure.
going the right way?
Yep, you're going the right way.
So we got them.
So now we've got a minus, yep, so we've got one there, which is,
So clear it.
no, because we're going to minus from this figure that's on here.
Okay.
Yep, so press the minus button.
Minus.
And now what's the next one here?
0.13. 1.39 equals
Equals
396. 396.06.
and now we divide it by its,
Divided by now 1.003
equals,
equals 38133.
and that's a full can. I will say as someone who did this for 16 years, that these can results are pretty wild.
0.33.
Yep. Especially when they all came in at least the same rotation of the fill up. Numbers are quite different. Anyway, now we need to find the average total. So how we do that is we'll clear our calculator, and now we have to add up all our subtotal figures from left to right. We have to do all 10, and that will get us a figure around the 3,706 or so figure, and then we will divide that by 10 because there was 10 cans.
37651.
376.51.
376.51.
Now, no, just plus. We just keep going. So
Plus.
plus is the big button,
Oh, that's right.
and we're only going to press plus for now. 376.
376.5.
376.5.
That's 5.
That's a 6, isn't it? Oh, if it's a 5, alright, put 5 down.
0.5.
Next one, plus.
Plus 378.44. 378.44
Plus.
equals 44. 378. 378.44. 377.48.
Oh, good.
377.48 equals 363 equals
381.
equals 381. 381.
plus 33, 0.33, sorry.
381.
Point 3.
3.
Alright, now we press the equal button. Equal. Okay, this one here.
Oh yeah, right. So
What figure did we get?
we got 4147.45.
Let's see.
So where do we put that?
Okay, well, firstly, I'm just going to write a quick note because you have just put one extra one in, but that's okay.
An extra
For this purpose, one extra figure because you're doing 10 and we're expecting 375, so you expect that the average will be somewhere around 3,750. So if you've got about an extra 375, then you put in one extra. But we'll divide it by 10.
Well, we'll go back to the start because 1, 2, 3, 4,
Divided
5,
by
6, 7, 8,
10.
9, 10.
Equals, so our average here is 414.74, so that's just a little bit too high. Now I'll just quickly do it so we can find our number. So what we'll have here is, if I just grab this paperwork, it is a bit complicated because you got to do it 10 times and hope you don't get it wrong. But that's okay. With practice and practice, we get there eventually. Plus 378 plus 44 plus 378.44
That's 7.
plus 377.48 plus
377.48. 373. 63.
373.63 373.63 plus
376.
376.51
Plus 375.5
plus
381.33.
So that gives us our figure of 377.0. So of course we divide this by 10 and we'll get an average of 377 millilitres, 0.08. So we type that down with our grand total. So our average total, you can put it here or down here, it doesn't matter.
I'll stick it over here.
Up to you. So our average total was 377.08.
377.08.
08. So that includes our coaching session on how to check can weights for cans of Coke. Is there any questions that you have?
No.
None at all?
No.
None at all.
Let's drink the Coke.
Drink the Coke with a bit of Bundy.
Yeah.
Alright, a bit of whiskey, why not? That concludes our coaching session. Thank you for coming and thank you for having to watch this. Bye bye.